Non-Americans have read it. What is popular in the US that you wish was more popular where you live? Going to the bathroom in a public space without having to pay money. It really pisses me off sometimes. Edit. Yes, I know that I live in your roller coaster tycoon park. Now, may I please leave? Breakfast food available after 10:30 a.m. I forget what it's called, but the blender inside the kitchen sink that makes your food waste into a smoothie instead of you having to fish it out in clumps with your hands. Land. I come from a tiny island, like less than 145,000 acres. I dream of wilderness, woods and animals. One day. Good movie selection on streaming sites without having to use a VPN. American, but I dated a German girl in college. I took her to Fuddruckers for lunch one day and she became obsessed with, not interested in, obsessed with, their burgers. Her family came to visit her a few months later and she made me take them all to Fuddruckers too. Literally every single one of them became obsessed with their burgers too. It was like watching this group of proud and noble Europeans become slovenly Americans before my very eyes. I was so proud of myself. The thing in the sink that eats the food. A garbage disposal. American living in Japan. Good Mexican food. You just can't find it here. Mexican food and little grocery store, deli shops on every corner. Some of the food they serve looks legit. Walking systems. In Chicago everyone walks on the right. You try to get in the left and slap back in your lane, bitch. We're animals in Ireland. Not exactly a popular thing, but I'm jealous of the land space in America. Like you see videos where folk have fairly big houses and decent-sized yards. I like in Scotland and the average family are lucky to have a little patch of garden. Not commenting on the economy, homeless numbers or anything, purely that I wish have a big outdoor space was more achievable in the UK. Street food that doesn't cost pound. I hate the fact that in the UK, especially London, Birmingham etc., 99% of street food is deemed to be as pretentious as possible. Just because food is inevitably sprinkled with parmesan, truffle oil, whatever does not mean it's allowed to be charged as much as it is inside a restaurant. No, I don't want to eat a secret spices beef rib from a cardboard box with rosemary salted French fries for £14 in the rain. I'd much rather have a half-decent burrito for £4 per 5, thanks. A truly great and protective national parks service. I'm Australian and we have plenty of sacred and special areas of land, but they're slowly but surely being exploited by fossil fuel companies. Proper good buffalo sauce. Any restaurant in Australia that offers buffalo sauce is homemade and doesn't taste like buffalo sauce, just a red-orange hot sauce. Unlimited coffee refills. Brazilian here. I've always wanted to go to the movies in a drive-in. The idea of watching movies in your car seems comfortable and fun, and if I'm mistaken we do have some of those, but it's not very popular. Halloween also, it's my favorite day of the year. We do kind of celebrate it, but not so much. 24/7 diners, I don't know if they actually exist but they sound awesome. Hole-in-the-wall restaurants, deli shops, thrift shops, diner culture, and to that extent diner food. Like the sheer ability to go and get a simple, hearty, affordable yet delicious meal at a sit-down restaurant at any time of day, any day of the week. Nothing pretentious about the food either. No brioche bun hamburgers with 3 meat patties, no sandwiches made with cheese from random Italian monk farts, no fries dipped in truffle oil and duck fat and sold for thrice the price, none of that. A good old cheeseburger and fries, and they've been making it the same way since the 1950s. Honestly, I live for the simplicity of the American diner and I wish it's more popular elsewhere. Americans introduced the world to fast food and pretty much everyone's embraced it, so diner food is the next logical step to take. C. Peanut butter. I recently tried peanut butter and jelly and was blown away by how good it was. I was Squidward tasting Krabby Patties for the first time. Netherlands here, the love for barbecue food, restaurants. We have a few, but no pitmasters, those who cook with passion. I would be obese if I would live in America, I think. Edit. Well goddamn, based on the likes, I should start an American barbecue place here in NI with wood, meat suppliers from America Shit, thanks Jarl XD. Having films set in your country, the only films I can think that are set in Scotland are Filth, the Trainspotting films and that bit of Avengers, Infinity War set in Edinburgh, with the beautiful sign saying, "We will deep fry your kebab." Tailgating looks fun. Edit. Just to clarify, I'm also in a country where this typically means drive right up the arse of someone in front of you, but I'm also aware of its meaning in a US context. However, since this is a thread asking non-US people what popular US things they'd like to be popular where they live, I thought I'd use the phrase most likely to be understood by Americans. Thrifting. Where I live, the second-hand shop are so rare and it takes hours to get there. Also big mall where there are 20 and more shops, near me, and with near I mean that I have to drive for 1 hour. There is only one, and they only make this kind of malls in the opposite side of my city because the center is untouchable. A theater where they serve you actual food, like pizza, not popcorn, inside the theater, while sitting on a spacious reclining chair with a little mini table. Best experience watching a movie I've ever had and wish it was in my country, Kenya. After reading all this, I am going to my favorite Mexican restaurant and having a burrito as big as my head. Tap water in restaurants additionally to the normal drink. As a Filipino, I've never tried eating a medium rare steak. I would love to try one someday. It looks so damn juicy and every time I watch a video of someone cooking one, my mouth would water. Here, we eat beef but not barbecued or steaks. And we cook them well done. Also, I'd love to try foods such as burritos and tacos. I've watched a lot of Man vs. Food. All of the food he eats on there. I love the look of American food, especially the unhealthy stuff. Cereal. We don't have any good breakfast cereal in Nepal, loudly crying only dumb Kellogg's cornflakes and Chocos. I want those sweet honey nut Cheerios, colorful Fruit Loops, them flavorful cinnamon toast crunch, those amazing looking frosted mini wheats. Just give us some variety. I'm from Brazil, kitchen with island, sinkhole with the garbage disposal, air conditioner everywhere in the house. Edit. I'm talking about the kitchen sinkhole that you can throw food there without clog the plumbing. In Brazil all the food remainings you have to throw in a bin. It's garbage disposal what I meant. I made a search and made a new edit. Having sufficient toilet paper in public places. Bathtubs apparently. I see them in so many TV shows. Even characters who supposedly aren't well off have a big-ass bathtub in their bathroom. I have not even seen one in real life. I thought maybe some hotels in my country would have them but nope. Though to be fair I've never stayed in a 5-star or something. Just want to experience bathing in a bathtub once to see what all the fuss is about. Halloween. House and Halloween here is pathetic. It's spring so it's still bright out when everyone's trick-or-treating, and when it's finally dark everyone's done for the day. Barely anybody decorates their house and if they do it's really half-hearted. There's like one cool house per suburb. Also 0 people carve pumpkins and we don't really get Halloween-themed lollies or food either. Wish I could experience American Halloween. As an American, I gotta say, I like seeing all these. It's nice for a change to be reminded of the good things we do have here. Libraries. Trap, skeet and sporting clay ranges open to the public. I'm an American, but I've spent more than 1/3 road of my life outside the US. For the past 5 years I've been living in Canada. What do I wish was more popular here? 24-hour stores. Literally, I live in a city with almost 1 million people, less than an hour outside Toronto, and we don't have even one 24-hour grocery store. Mexican food and restaurants. I live in a German town with around 20k people. We have 15 Italian, though at least 2 of them only do delivery, 5 Greek, 1 Vietnamese, 1 Chinese and 5 German restaurants. 4 Turkish doner kebab stores and 2 Greek pita gyros, 1 MCD and a Subway. And a load of cafes and sit-down bakeries. Within a 25 kilometers radius there is just 1 Mexican restaurant. Which is basically a fancy and quite expensive bar that offers a very limited menu with Mexican foods and 1 American burger restaurant that has some Mexican stuff on its menu every once in a while, but not always. IMAX Cinema Hall. Hostess Donettes mini powdered donuts. I have not found anything like them in the UK. Could eat a whole bag of them in one sitting, they were so good. Tailgating at a football game. Right turns on red. 7-layer dip. I honestly almost feel like going back there just for the dip. Fried chicken. Ginormous bags of hot Cheetos. Oh, and wheelchair accessible places. Pulled pork. Could use more of it in my country. Edit. You are all good people, sharing your tips and recipes with me less than 3. Freedom of speech. I'm from Thailand.